And once you reach that level of self-awareness, the level of power you will have over your decisions and your ability to talk to people without getting angry and upset will go through the roof. It is a superpower, I'm telling you now. It is absolutely liberating and amazing. Okay. The last thing I'm going to tell you on that topic, and then we'll stop this topic. I gave my doctor a signed copy of my book a year ago, and he never read the book. Right? And who is healthy? Well, there's only those who are unhealthy and those who are trying to be less unhealthy on a pedestal, except your doctor. The pedestal is an illusion. The pedestal is something I created and put there subconsciously. So what is the moral of this? The moral, what's my book? It's called Speaking Human. You can get a signed copy from me. I've got 2,000 copies sitting in my garage. I sold my car to buy them, and now they're sitting in my garage, and I have no car. When we arrive at conclusions, let me give this example. The doctor never read my book, okay? Now, I know that the doctor is absolutely invested in helping me. The guy goes out of his way every week to help me. He gives me extra time. He calls me up when he doesn't have to. My lawyers, I've had lawyers help me for free. I've had people on PERISCOPE help me for free. Like, so many people have helped me. And yet, right, wish I read your book for sure. And yet the doctor never read my book. And despite all of the great stuff, it's so obvious that he cares about me. Have I read my book? It still bugged me that he had never read my book. And he said, why does it bug you? And I said, you freaking know why it bugs me, and I know why it bugs me, because deep down, I think that because you didn't read my book, you don't give a shit about me. And I know intellectually that is the dumbest thing. I know that. And he said it's not dumb, but I'm saying it's dumb. He said it's not, right? But the point is that despite all of the evidence to the contrary, I still decided to think that he doesn't like me because he didn't read the book. And that is pure and utter bias. And you need to keep that in mind whenever you come to a conclusion, especially about politics in this day and age. Whatever your conclusion is, if someone disagrees with you vehemently, then there's a very good chance that they have a bias in the way I have about people valuing me, and that you have a bias, and none of us can see it. Be very careful about that. It's so important to see, why do you have this opinion? I said to him, I don't want to know the reason, because I do not want, my problem will not be solved by him reading the book. That's like, your problem, your heroin addiction will not be solved by having more heroin. So me knowing the real reason and knowing that it has nothing to do with him valuing me will not help. I need to know in myself that it's almost impossible that it's because he doesn't value me. It makes no sense. And I have to accept that my mind is correct on that. I asked him, and then I said, I don't want to know. And he said, good on you for saying that. Because I actually don't want to know. I want to respect my adult intellect enough to be able to come to a logical conclusion, which is that there are so many other possibilities. He could have been too busy. It might have been too hard to read. His kids could have thrown it away. He knows my story by meeting with me anyway. He doesn't want to bias himself by reading the book. So there are so many other reasons. The chance that it's because he doesn't value me is the dumbest thing in my head, if you think about it logically. And so I want to keep it that way. And I hope I never find out, actually. Okay, so Slim Grady just said something, and I'm going to actually show you how I would have thought that, and that's actually incorrect. But it's exactly what I thought. He had to tell you that, yeah. So Slim Grady said, the book means a lot to me. And so if someone doesn't read it, it hurts me more. That sounds like a logical conclusion, and that's exactly what I thought. But in fact, I was wrong, and I'll tell you why I was wrong. Because if someone doesn't read the book, there are many other reasons, apart from the fact that they know how personal it is to me, and that somehow them reading it has anything to do with my personal value. That someone reading or not reading the book has anything to do with how they value me. All right? If there is no relationship, then who cares if someone reads it or not? All right? Seriously, who cares? I wrote the book for me, and if it helps someone, awesome. If it doesn't help them and someone else's book helps them, awesome. They're both awesome, right? There's no connection, but I put that connection there. And the question is, why did I put that connection there? So he had to tell you. Did he ask you what it meant to you if he read it or not? Yes, I see the assumption. Exactly. It's a perfect example. Like someone as brilliant as Slim Grady said exactly what I said. Did he ask you what it meant to you if you read it or not? He did, and that was exactly the point. That was actually what led us down that line of thinking. So it turns out that in my case, and many people have this as well, so if you are vehemently opposed to something or vehemently holding an opinion, in the sense that you have a visceral reaction if someone talks about that opinion, either for or against, whatever it is, okay, it doesn't matter. If you have a strong emotional bond to that opinion, you have to ask yourself what is driving that bond, okay? Because you can, let's say that someone, if someone says the earth is flat, I just laugh at them. I don't get angry. I just think, okay, you have the right to your opinion. But if someone says to me, I hate gay people, that boils my blood. It makes me very upset. Why? Because I know what it's like to be marginalized for being different. And so I identify with someone who was gay, who was marginalized for being different. And it feels like it happened to me because it brings up memories of when I was marginalized. That's why. It's personal. Okay? As someone said before, it's personal. Okay, so here is the coping mechanism. When I was younger, and many people hear the same, whatever it is, whether it's Christian, Muslim, Jewish, black, white, gay, whatever it is that you were marginalized for, okay, or being white, being brown, being English, being African, I don't care, whatever, right? What I did, and some of you might have done this, is that I accepted that I must have been a loser, because if I didn't accept it, then I would be upset that people at school were misunderstanding me. And so if I agreed with them, then I would not be upset that I was misunderstanding them because they were right. This is a very important concept, okay? As a kid, if somebody abuses you, or in my case, abused me verbally and physically, etc., and in your case, whatever it was, made fun of you, whatever, you have two choices. You are either traumatized at the fact that they don't understand you, or you accept that you are the disgusting loser that they call you, so that you are not traumatized by them misunderstanding you. Now, but what a child does, and what I did, was I accepted that I must have been the loser, and that way I would not get traumatized by being misunderstood. All right? So it is a coping mechanism, and that coping mechanism is so ingrained in my mind that irrespective of how many people tell me about the amazing things I can do, or that I help them with, it doesn't permeate. It's very important, and it will be the same in some topic where you can't change your mind, or you think someone's an idiot for disagreeing with your point, or can't. If they can't see your point, it's natural to think they're the idiot. And I dare suggest to you that they might be an idiot, but you're not seeing your own idiocy I shouldn't say idiocy, but your own blindness to your own coping mechanism that you developed, I should say.